Hello everyone, yes it is Liam, the Death Doom Metalhead, and I'm back with a big fuck off death metal collection update. All of this is death metal. I've had some of these for a good few months now. As you probably noticed now, my videos have become pretty much once a month now because I'm either gigging, family stuff, and the son over the summer holidays got an Xbox One and I discovered gaming again, so I've been playing like Cyberpunk, loads of really cool games, and I've just really got into gaming again, which I didn't think would ever happen, but there you go, get a new console after 10 years of having an Xbox, and you get the new one with the better graphics and it completely changes your world, it seems. I'm like a little kid again, loving it, absolutely loving it, especially Cyberpunk, ace game. But anyway, enough of that. So this video is a special video as well in a way, because I discovered the other day looking, I'm past 3,000 subscribers now on here, which again, mind blown, you know, because I don't really put too much effort into these days. I love doing them, don't get me wrong, I still love talking about music. I watch loads of different YouTube videos when I can, and I'm still well into it, but the content has kind of dwindled a bit, and there's so many better YouTubers out there doing it, you know. I always feel like they've got it covered, you know, especially with newer bands and stuff like that. But yeah, 3,000 subscribers, and I've only done 833 videos. I thought it'd take a lot more than that to even get past 1,000, you know. So I really am grateful to everyone who watches any of my shite. You know, any bands you check out, that's all it's about, just check out the bands. And this whole video today, I've got a few bands that have sent stuff in that want to promote, which I absolutely love doing. That's the whole reason I pretty much do it. You know, I love promoting the underground, as you know. Some of these you've already heard of, like big heavy hitter releases that have come out this year. And yeah, got a Jack and Coke on the go. I've had a good swig of it. As you can see, it's a pint of Jack and Coke, not just a Jack and Coke. I think it's about that much Jack Daniels and that much Coke when I put it in, so I'm feeling it, yeah. I got some really cool videos to actually put out to you guys as well. At some point in the future, I did a gig recently with Asphyx. I kind of recorded some of that. I did a gig over in Plymouth, and I kind of did a vlog for that. I need to put all that together, but as you know, if you edit videos in HD, it takes fucking forever, so that will happen eventually. There's a black metal update coming, and Ken from Death Metal Crypt sent me a really cool package to do a video with, so I will put that together. I'm still looking at it up there, what I got to do with it, so yeah, really looking forward to doing that. But anyway, really gassy. So yeah, you're all legends. So let's talk some music. So first one is one of the heavy hitters, Fulci, Duckface Killings. This came out this year through 20 bucks spin. I went for the cassette version. I have got a few of their albums already on vinyl, but I wanted to get this on tape because I love Tropical Sun so much. I didn't think it would compare to Tropical Sun, and the last album they did was good. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't Tropical Sun, and I don't know, that album for me is Fulci, and I know a lot of people probably would agree with me. It's not a bad thing that they're putting out new music, but that when you do an album that is good as simple as it was, and it's so catchy and it's ingrained in your brain, it's hard to listen to other songs by this band now without comparing it to that, and I really don't want to do that. But this is really good. Like, I've had this a little while now, and it's solid, really is solid. It's just straight up Fulci sounding. These sound bites in there from horror films. Don't ask me what they are, because I'm not a horror film fanatic like some people are, and it's just really good fun. There's like a rapper on one of the songs. You've got some kind of weird synthy kind of horror 80s movie soundtrack bits in there that they've composed, and yeah, just a straight up no nonsense good death metal album. It's groovy, it's chunky, but like I said, Tropical Sun for me is always going to be their best album. I'd be amazed if they could do something better to that, but this is really good, so check that out, which you probably already have. And then I'll stick with the 20 bucks spin theme. So this one is, I think, pronounced Civerous, with their latest Maze Envy, another 20 bucks spin release. I grabbed a load of these on cassette because it's just cheaper, because as you know, vinyl now costs a small fortune. So this is an LA based band formed in 2019. This is their second full length for this year. Now, I remember the guys when they came out on Transylvanian Tapes, which is like a small underground label in the US. And it seems that all the bands that start out on his label then end up on 20 bucks spin. There's quite a few that have kind of jumped up to that level. Not saying that he's doing it badly, but he's much small underground. Obviously 20 bucks spin, the coverage they have across the globe is insane. And these guys are really, really good. So this is Death Doom, but not in the American Death Doom where it's more death metal with some kind of slower doomy bits put into it. This is more really doomy and eerie and horrible, and they use a lot of like acoustic kind of interludes and clean channel kind of used picky kind of sections with the guitars that kind of give it this horrible eerie atmosphere. And a lot of bands don't really do that, you know. A lot of doom bands obviously do that, but US death doom bands normally kind of stick with big chuggy riffs. They don't really stray into the kind of eerie instrumental parts, but these guys do that loads, and it's really refreshing to hear, because I could spin off a load of US death doom bands that are good, but they are pretty much death metal bands, whereas this really incorporates the doom aspect in it, and I really like that. Can't read the logo for fucking days. I mean, I don't know how anyone could even read what that says there. I mean, that is insane. That, I'm all over that, but that is mental. I mean, the more I look at it, the more it just kind of wraps my brain. So yeah, Civerous, I really enjoyed that. That was really cool. And then there's this one that, again, I kind of blindly bought because I liked their previous album. It was more of a deathy kind of thrash album, and they get called a death thrash band, but this to me is just straight up death metal, and that is the latest from Laceration with their album, if I can pronounce it now, I Erode. That's it. Love the cover on that. So this, I've been spinning absolutely loads. This has been one I've been going to a lot, especially on Spotify when I've been driving for work, because I have to go all over the place. And this has been getting loads of streams. So this is a Californian-based band formed in 2006. This is their second full-length for this year. And this is heavy, man. Like really, really good death metal with some really good riffy, chunky, groovy kind of death metal riffs. It's got the blasts in there with a kind of thrash beat element to it a little bit. But it's just really solid death metal riffing, really good technical solos. I mean technical, like really wizardry-like, Malmsteen-esque, in a way like James Murphy, that kind of vibe where it's really fast, really clear, but you know, it packs a punch. And yeah, I've given this so many listens now. It's a fucking solid album. It's really, really good. Like, not a bad song on there. I've listened to this back to front loads of times. And out of the 3 of the $20 spin releases in this update, this is the pick for me. It's just, it hits the nail on the head. It's really good death metal. It's chunky, it's fast, but it's got some groovy kind of breakdown bits in it. And it's, like I said, the solos are insane. So if you're a fan of, like, you know, your James Murphy style death metal, give these guys a go, because this is really, really good. So yeah, Laceration. Now, this is a band that reached out to me a little while ago when I was on holiday. So I do apologise to the lads for taking my time to reply to them, because I had no phone signal where I was. And I like to kind of say to bands, like, if you want to promote it, obviously I have to show the physical media, because the people who watch this, in my theory, are collectors like me. You know, they want to see what it looks like so they can support the band. They want the Bandcamp code, all that kind of jazz. So they sent me a wicked package. They sent me a tank top, which I won't put on because it's a little bit big on me, but I have been using it to go to bed in as a pyjama. So cheers lads for sorting me out some new pyjamas. The kids appreciate the fact they don't see their fat dad running around in a nip. And they sent me basically their whole discography, really, and it's insane. These guys have been around since the early 2000s, and they've been, you know, they're a Texas-based death metal band, and they're called, I'm going to try and pronounce this right, Bestemmia Aeternalis. It's down there, so you can actually see what it actually says. And they sent me their discography, and basically this is to show off their new album that's come out this year, but they've given me the whole shebang. So this is their debut one, Veil of Sins, which came out in 2001. This is their debut EP. Now this reminded me a lot of very early Cradle of Filth with the vocal style and the kind of death metal aspect of it. These guys are heavily influenced, in my ears anyway, by like Vital Remains, Deicide, Diabolic, those kind of bands. You know, it's got that very, it's old school death metal to a point, but it has a black metal edge, and it's got that very 2000s-esque kind of production to it, which obviously because it came out in 2001. And then when you look at the back of it, you got the corpse paint on some of them there, and yeah, really, really cool. And then there's this one with this is what the tank top had, this artwork on it here, so you can kind of put it on me like that if you want, but that is the artwork there with a nice little pentagram there on the back. We love that. And this is called Embracing Hell, which is the EP from 2005. Again, it's just solid satanic blackened death metal. Who doesn't like that? I love that kind of thing. That was really cool. And then there's this one, which I think is 2020. This is their I'm guessing this is their debut album, but I could be wrong now. What's it called? Reign of Plagues, that's right. And then you got the lads there on the back looking fucking hardcore. So this is very much a DIY band. This isn't on a label. These are all self-released. And I'll give them credit. I looked them up on their website, and I'm amazed they have a website still active that looks like something when I was in high school, like the MySpace days. It's got all the little weird animations, all the JavaScript stuff of it all spinning around. It's absolutely insane how they still have something like that active. So I'll leave a link below so you can check it out. That blew my mind, because I don't think these guys are on Bandcamp. You have to message them directly. They have a Facebook page, and I'll sort that out below. But yeah, they got some wild links. I don't know if they just left it over time and just let it to die in the abyss of the internet, but that did make me laugh a lot, because I work in IT, so stuff like that made me chuckle. But this is what you're here to see. This is the latest one from them. This is called Forbearance in Opposition. Another self-release. But look at that cover there, that's so cool. And you've got the lads on the back there looking fucking hard as nails. And yeah, like I said, this is very much in the vein of Deicide, Vital Remains, Diabolic. If you know those bands, you're going to get a kick out of this. It's very blasty, very heavy on the aggression, it's very anti-God, all that kind of stuff we all love if you're a fan of extreme death metal. And yeah, just fucking no nonsense, no fucking about. I hate you, you hate me. Music, you know, what's not to like? So go give these guys some support. I will leave links below. They're a cool bunch of lads. Never heard of them before, which is why I love doing this kind of thing. I discover new music as well. So cheers to the lads out of that band, Bestemmia Aeternalis or something like that. You fucking top blokes. So yeah, go give them some support. Awesome stuff. Now I've got some vinyl down here to show you as well if I can reach it. So these I actually tried to order fucking ages ago. Luckily in the UK now we have a distributor for Maggot Stomp, and he gets all the Maggot Stomp releases in sporadically with a range of other labels he supports. It's the only death metal label on the distro that he has, and he announced these, which are represses I think from last year, I'm guessing 2023 or 2022, late 2022 at least. Now I already had the first EP on tape of this, and this is Tribal Gaze, another Texas band. These guys formed in 2020, and this is their EP from 2021 called Godless Voyage, which got it on Desert Wastelands when it came out on cassette. It wasn't, luckily at the time when I bought it, it was a free US postage to the UK at the point with Life After Death Records doing it as a distro. So I've had this for ages and I've loved it. I absolutely love this band. They're so fucking good. So it's death metal with a doomy edge to it. So they're a death doom band, like I said earlier, with the US death metal doom bands, where they are a death metal band with some doomy elements to it. And I love that artwork. Pablo Gradi artwork. I have so many different releases from that artist, who's an Italian painter, and it's fucking awesome. Really solid, really chunky, really heavy. If you like bands like Frozen Soul, that kind of thing, obviously because they're all Texas based, they all have that kind of flavour to them where they're very heavy, very chunky, Bolt Thrower-esque riffage almost in some parts. You know, it's just solid. And then this is the album I've been after since it came out, because I loved it when it came out, and I could never get my hands on it. You had a EU distributor doing it, and the postage was insane just to get it over from, I think, Germany at the time. So to have it in the UK and buy it is fucking fantastic. So this is their latest release called The Nine Choirs, which came out in 2022. So it's their debut full length, put out through Maggot Stomp. Now there's a few variants of this, but both of these and the other one was the same variant. So they are a clear with a gold splatter that looks like that. Behave. And yeah, just solid, chunky, heavy, doomy death metal, but it's more in difference, you know. Now this band photo really made me laugh. So you look at them all here, normal, normal, okay, and then the other guys, you know, so it looks like he completely didn't know that there was going to be a photo shoot that day. Thought it'd be funny to wear a Hawaiian shirt with some cowboy boots. It looks wild. I bet he's the drummer as well. They're always the same. But these guys fucking rip. Really, really heavy, really chunky. It's fantastic. It's different as well, because I've got some weird time changes in between certain songs and how they layer the songs as well. It's not your standard approach with the 4/4 in the riffing. It's very different, and I love that. So if you've never checked out Tribal Gaze, I strongly recommend it. They're a fucking solid band. This is great. The EP's brilliant. So yeah, go give them some love. Great, great band. Now, I have to show this as well because I seem to show every single release this bloke ever puts out, and I swear he does it like 4 or 5 times a year now. It's getting silly. So Ryan over at Seven Doors, what's the other one he put out this year? Grave Ghoul, I've got up there as well. There's another one he's done, which is now Born Undead, which I was aware of. I have another release of theirs, I think, somewhere on like a split. So this is second EP for 2024, put out through Iron Fortress Records, which is a really, really cool label out in the US, I think Idaho area. I really, really like what that guy's doing. He's putting out loads and loads of quality releases. He's just taking it and just going with it, you know. He's chucked out loads of really cool releases, and the packaging's awesome as well. I'll show you it. So you got the tape, looks like this. I love the colour of the tape. It's more of a darker blue here. You've probably seen it as a light blue, but it's like a dark blue. And yeah, and then you've got the little simple little J card, but it's just the colour scheme with a kind of slimy green. I love the logo of the label there. That's awesome. And then you've got a picture of the lads in there, looking all mysterious and evil. Now, this is a project that, like I said, features Ryan from Seven Doors, but then you've also got a chap called Jamie, who's in an array of black metal bands here in the UK, like Razgul, Krieg, I think is the main one of him. And he does all the vocals, and they're fucking solid death metal vocals, really chunky, really heavy. And then you've got Ryan doing his trademark riffing all over it. It's just really fucking good, and it really pisses me off when I have to keep showing his releases because he just keeps churning them out. I don't know why he just doesn't stick to one band, just release, I don't know, 4 albums a year, as it seems to be doing. Because that would be hilarious, just to see their metal archives page just littered with releases, and they've only been like going like 2 or 3 years. So yeah, another one from him, Born Undead, really, really cool death metal, no nonsense, in the vein of your horror films, all that kind of jazz. Go give it some support, really, really cool. Now back to the vinyl, if I can reach it. So this is a kind of a blind buy for me. I remember seeing their EP when that came out, and it was really popular, and I told myself I'd buy it, and I still haven't bought it. But when this was announced back early in the year, the name of the album kind of spurred me on to buy it just because it sounded ridiculous, and I thought, yeah, I like that. It's from a label I trust, and that is the latest from Mortal Wound with the album The Anus of the World, put out through Misako Unoho Records out here in London area. So that is the main reason I bought it, just it's Misako, it's death metal, and the album title was hilarious, so I thought, yeah, I'll give that a rouse. I mean, the cover's not great in my eyes, it's not something I would normally go, oh yeah, I really want that. But musically, this is fucking awesome. Like, this is really, really good. Now, listening to this, it reminded me a lot of the first kind of early Cannibal Corpse albums with all kind of riffage. And it's got the death metal, horror film even, like interludes and stuff like that into it. I don't know what films they're from though, they might not even be horror films, but it's got that in there. Now this comes with a booklet, which is kind of different. A nice big print there saying Anus of the World. And it's just got like a really cool like lyrics with the collage in it. Now it's got a lot of Vietnam stuff, so it could be themed on Vietnam War. I'm guessing it is now, thinking about it as the cover. But I'm not a movie buff or anything like that, so I couldn't preach just what movies they're from, that kind of thing. But you look at it, it's got the war theme going on there, and I'm loving that. You know, I can't even think the last film I watched with the Vietnam War in it. I swear it's the one where they've got the Vietnamese bloke and he's got the red handkerchief around his head, and they're playing Russian roulette. I forget what that film's called, but it was bloody long. The Deer Hunter, was it that? Maybe. Anyway, yeah. So this is fucking awesome. Like, this is probably only the second time I actually looked through this, but it's just random when I look at it. You see little different things. I didn't even notice that guy there on the sword before with the guitar. It's quite funny how they photoshopped that in. But yeah, I mean, this is really, really good. Like I say, if you're a fan of early Cannibal, that kind of thing, it's very much in that vein. It's on black vinyl, so I won't bother pulling that out. I think it's on black vinyl anyway. Yeah, and I must admit, actually, I've streamed this quite a lot as well. I have a little playlist I make of like new releases that come out in 2024, and I kind of rotate them on Spotify. And yeah, this has, when it does rotate properly, as if you know, shuffling on Spotify is terrible, but when it does eventually get to this release, it's, yeah, really enjoying it. So go give some Mortal Wound a go. Hopefully that explanation kind of made sense. I kind of mumbled my way through that in a way, didn't I? So cheers if you stuck this long. few more releases and I'll leave you alone. Now this, I have spun loads. I mean, I actually spun it this morning. Ever since I've had it and I streamed it, I've listened to it so much. It's probably going to feature in my top 5 probably by the end of the year, just the amount of times I've actually listened to it. And that's what I normally base off my reviews on. How much do I revisit an album or an EP? It could be anything, you know. And this is only 6 tracks of just solid, brilliant, doomy death metal from Texas again. And this is the debut full length from Void Witch, which is called Horror Plating Presence, put out through Everlasting Spew. Now Tito from Everlasting Spew put me onto this. He kind of messages me now and again with their latest releases to check out, because obviously Death Doom, I call myself the Death Doom metalhead, is obviously going to send it to me to check out. And I listened to it and I thought, yeah, I fucking like that. I remember them. They had like this weird little priest on their EP, the little kind of black and white cover that I never got around to grabbing. So then I put this on Spotify and I've listened to it and I listened to it and I listened to it and listened to it, and in the end I had to buy it. I was hoping for maybe a vinyl release, because that normally comes out later in the year through Everlasting Spew, but I have to get the CD straight away because I really like this. Now if you're a fan of Hooded Menace, what's that one from Finland? Not Hooded Menace, the other one. Solifus, that band. Very much in that vein, where it's very slow, ploddy, chunky, eerie, doomy death metal. But these guys, like I said, are based out of Texas. And it does pick up pace in certain aspects of it, very mid-paced riffing with the double bass going, but it's just the harmonies on this. So some of the tracks, I mean, all these tracks I absolutely love. My favourite 2 are the Supernova of Brain and Bone and Malevolent Dimage, something like that. And the last one as well, Horror Presence, actually that's another favourite of mine as well. But every single track on this is fucking spot on. If you're a Hooded Menace fan, you must pick this up, because it's absolutely quality. And I mean, the cover, don't get me wrong, is a bit meh. I would never even know what that is, to be fair. If I just kind of glanced at it, it wouldn't have lured me in. But musically, this is superior stuff. I mean, I can't praise this enough. This is like a 10 out of 10 already for me, just based off the 2 months I've been listening to it non-stop. So by the end of the year, we will see, obviously, it might dwindle a little bit. But I can't see it, because this is one of those ones that, because I can picture myself playing these kind of riffs, because obviously in Consecration, the kind of music I play is almost very in this kind of style. So I see a lot of myself when I listen to it, and think, oh yeah, I'd have done that. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, that kind of thing, and it really relates to me. So Void Witch, that's honestly loving that. Really do enjoy that. A few more. Right, so this one I kind of found on eBay really cheap, and I knew it was a new release, and I thought, yeah, I'll just grab that. It's on tape. Nothing, won't dent my wallet too much, like pocket money for a pint, you know. And it's just unrelenting, brutally heavy death metal, and that's a new one from, is it Brodequin? With Harbinger of Woe. This came out through, I think, a few different labels, but this is on Dissonant Tapes. And this is a Knoxville, Tennessee band that formed in '98, and this is their 4th full length for this year. Now what's really cool is this is an all over print tape, so that was why I bought it, because I thought, oh, it's not a lot of money, and that's quite cool. There is a vinyl and a CD version of this. Now this is very much, it's just no nonsense, no fucking about death metal. It's insane on the drums, like insane. The kick drum is insane on this. It's so brutally heavy, very much that Nile kind of vibe to it, where it's just incredibly brutal and really precise. J card looks like this, with the lads on the back there. That guy there, honestly, his figure like fire. It's insane. Really thrashy in the riffage, like ultimate tremolo picks, just so brutally heavy. And yeah, I love it. I didn't, it was a complete blind buy. I just kind of saw people talking about this, and I thought, for the money and the fact it's an all over print tape, as collector's scum, I thought, yeah, I'll have a bit of that. And I love it. It's brilliant. I love the cover art as well. I love those kind of ancient art kind of paintings and stuff like that, you know. Really cool. You never know what you're going to get. Because initially, when I first heard this released, when it came out, I thought it was a black metal release, and I never got around to listening to it. And then someone said it's a death metal band from the US. I went, oh, okay, never heard of them. And yeah, brutally heavy. So yeah, go and give that a raz if you haven't. That is insane. That is. Now a few more and I'll leave you alone. So this one is a London-based death metal band. I've had this for absolutely ages, and I don't know why I haven't shown it yet, but this is the perfect video to show it in. So this is a band that I still can't believe to this day they're not signed to a record label. Their EP, which I want to say came out around COVID time, was fantastic. Really enjoyed that. And then they put this release out back in I want to say 2022 or 2023. I can't remember what the date was. I want to say 23, but I could be wrong. And that is the latest from Cult Burial with Revere of the Malignant. And this is a self-release, believe it or not, on vinyl. And it still blows my mind that there's no one that's picked this up on a label, because this band is so good. So this is very doomy death metal. Their first EP was a bit faster, whereas this has kind of progressed into like a Spectral Wound almost kind of vibe. It's fast, don't get me wrong, there are fast bits, they can really go. But with this one, Simon, the main guy behind it, he's brought a lot of doomy, more atmospheric kind of riffs into it. It's got that eerie atmosphere, but it's also brutally heavy. Like, you know, when you hear those bands that are, you know, they can go when they want to go, but they hold back and they give you this eerie, doomy laden vibe, and they pummel you with some kind of blackened death metal. This is kind of what that is. And it's insane, really strong. 4 tracks on the A side, 3 on the B. The only thing that might put people off is the colour of the vinyl, because for whatever reason they thought pink would be a great idea. It doesn't bother me in the slightest because it's all about the music, but I do think that was a bizarre choice. Kind of goes with the white, to a point maybe. But either way, it doesn't really matter. It sounds fantastic, so I couldn't give a toss. Inlay looks like that, and you got your lyrics there on the back. And yeah, it's just so good. Like, I still to this day don't understand how they're not signed, because they are big boys, you know, like Grave Miasma and those kind of bands that are based in London as well. They're in the same sort of ballpark almost, so I feel these guys should be in that kind of area where they're like sought after. But you know, well, for whatever reason they're not. They might just want to do it themselves, and that's cool. If they can do it. You know, I hate doing that as a band, all that kind of bullshit. Well out for that. Get a label to do it if you can. So yeah, Cult Burial. I'll leave a link to their Bandcamp, because they normally give this out pretty much on Bandcamp Fridays for like a tenner. So go and buy it, go support them. They're awesome. Last 2. Now this one was a happy discovery here in my home city of Norwich. I was playing a gig at what we call Voodoo Daddies, which is like a pizza restaurant which make these really niche, really awesome burger pizzas. I have like a cheeseburger pizza there when I go there, and you can go in there and have a drink, play Mortal Kombat while eating pizza, drinking beer. But now downstairs they moved venue and they have like a place you can play a gig, and we played a gig there a few months ago now. And I was talking to the barman, and well, there's 2 of them actually, and they said, oh, we're in a band. And it turns out they're from New Zealand, and they've been going a little while. So this band is called Vicissitude. I probably butchered the name of that. They've been around a little while. I mean, I couldn't find out how long they have been together, but they are like a blackened death metal band, but in a very much in 90s, very primitive death metal style. And I believe they played their first Norwich gig with Coffin Mulch a few weeks after I played there at the same venue. And they're fucking great. And then they've got a vinyl release, CD, and a tape version of this, which is their second. Oh no, this is their debut from 2022, sorry. Demo came out in 2017, so they might have formed 2016, 2017 maybe. Based in New Zealand, but they're now, I'm assuming they're either over here for a brief period or they've moved over here permanently. 2 of them were over here, but I'm not sure if they're just staying here for a little while. But anyway, this is the tits. I will leave a link to their Facebook page so you can message them to go buy it. They do have vinyl and a CD version of it. Tape looks like that. But like I say, this is primitive old school death metal with a kind of black metal violent vibe to it, and it's really good. Like, I kind of wish I got the vinyl now, but pocket money doesn't allow it at the moment, and I wasn't sure what I was going to get, because, you know, I like to surprise myself when I buy something. And yeah, these guys are fucking top tier, so I'm hoping maybe Consecration can gig with these boys at some point, because we're all in the same city at the moment, so it shouldn't be too hard to organise, should it? So I might have to look into that, because this is fucking solid. Like, it's a really good release. This was put out through Gutter Principle, which is an Aussie based label, so if you're that side of the world, obviously you can pick it up from them. But if you get a Facebook message out to the band, I know they've got it over here now. And yeah, it's fucking brutally heavy, really horrible, really eerie, really violent, and yeah, I love all that kind of stuff. So yeah, give these boys a go. They're really good. And lastly, again, another one I've had absolutely ages since my mate Roger over in Norway pointed out that they put out a new release, and that is a new one from Dusk. This is called Dissolving into Ash, came out in 2023. This band formed way back in '93 and then they disbanded, I think around '98, to then reform, what did I say, 2015, 2016? Yeah, they did an EP around that time, which is brilliant. Still haven't found that anywhere yet, that EP. And then they put this out in 2023 and this is fucking brilliant. So if you like bands like Winter, what's the other one? Starts with a G, can't remember off the top of my head, but anyway, those early 90s US death doomy kind of bands that were kicking about, and they were really good, and then they kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth. These guys are like that. They're just so good, and I'm so glad they've now reformed to put out some new music. Now, this was put out through Dark Symphonies, and I think you can get it on CD as well. Gatefold. I think it's got some fancy vinyl. Can't actually remember. So the inner looks like that, with a picture of the band there, which is really cool. And oh yes, it was, yeah, dark red with a kind of blood splatter. But yeah, really doomy death metal, atmospheric. It's mid-paced, it doesn't go too fast. It's got that 90s charm to it still, and I imagine this could be completely new music, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of it was already written back in the 90s and they've kind of just revisited it in some way, but you never know, do you? You know, get that back in there. And yeah, I mean, you've all probably checked this out already because loads of people have spoke about this since it came out. But yeah, I fucking love it. I'm really good. This is my kind of music. Like I said, if you can do that doomy death metal where it's kind of atmospheric, but it's got that heavy death metal edge to it, I'm all over it. So yeah, Dusk. I've spoken too long now. What was that, 32 minutes for a video? That's insane. So anyway, I really do appreciate if you've watched the end of my videos and you've supported the channel since I started doing it. If you watch those early videos of me kind of mumbling through it with really shit camera and no lights, it is really cringe-worthy, and I really want to delete them, but I'm not, because I want to see how shit it used to be to how average it is now, I want to say. So yeah, I really, really appreciate everyone who watched it. Cheers to you all. You're all fucking awesome. So leave a comment in the comment section if you want to talk some music with me. In the meantime, take care and cheers.